Good morning, Trinity Baptist Church. Today, I know you're kind of getting just the bits and snatches of my devotions the last few days, but I suppose you want a pastor who makes time for personal Bible reading and not just sermon prep. So maybe that's a good thing. Today, in my morning devotions, one of the things I got to read was the last chapter of Exodus, and I think I've mentioned a couple times along the way how interesting it's been to read Exodus and these instructions for the tabernacle, which I in the past haven't found especially interesting, to tell you the truth, while preparing to worship out in tents in the backyard here. And I got to the last chapter today, which ends with this picture of Moses finishing what he was responsible to do, and then the glory of the Lord filling the tabernacle. It says this is Exodus 40, starting in verse 32. It says, "When they went into the tent of meeting, and when they approached the altar, they washed, as the Lord commanded Moses. And he erected the court around the tabernacle and the altar, and set up the screen of the gate of the court. So Moses finished the work. Then the cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. And Moses was not able to enter the tent of meeting because the cloud settled on it, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. Throughout all their journeys, whenever the cloud was taken up from over the tabernacle, the people of Israel would set out. But if the cloud was not taken up, then they did not set out till the day that it was taken up. For the cloud of the Lord was on the tabernacle by day, and fire was in it by night, in the sight of all the house of Israel, throughout all their journeys." As I read that this morning, I was reminded that, we put the finishing touches on our COVID-19 comprehensive policy, and we raised the tents, and this week the tech team even got the FM transmitter set up, which I didn't know was possible or was going to happen. But even as we put our human finishing touches on this worship space for the next who knows how long, it's good for us to remember that just like in Exodus 40, where they put on the finishing touches, but what really made it a place of worship was the presence of God and the glory of the Lord filling the tabernacle. In the same way, what makes this back lawn a place of worship is God's presence among us. And we know God's presence even more intimately now because we know that it's Jesus. It's the risen Lord Jesus whom we worship, who we can know much more about and read much more about, than they did in Exodus. And yet, like them, we are waiting for the glory of the Lord to fill the place where we worship. That includes our tent. It also includes your home or office or wherever you're watching this video, where I am sitting recording this video. Because where the glory of the Lord is, we can glorify.